You know, to come home, someone that does not welcome you, tells you I'm busy. Come, so tells you that I don't love you. I hate you. He said it's okay. By that time, I had started building in the village. I told her, you know what? The business is not doing well. I think we could relocate to the village. I stay here hustling, giving you money. He said, by the way, I was in the process of leaving you. By the time I mentioned that, she was in the process of leaving.
Welcome to our podcast today. Pastor Andrew is my name here at Encounter Church. We're all about building men. We do this podcast so that we can build men, you, the man that is out there, the ladies that are out there, so that you can share with your uncles, with the men in your lives. Our greatest pleasure is that we build men, because when you build men, you build society, you build the church. Church is strong, society is strong, and the world is strong. The world needs great, amazing men who love the Lord, the men that are dedicated to serving their community. And that's what we are all about. We want men to be built up so that they can be a blessing to their children, but also to their wives and to the women around. When men are built well, men will be a blessing to the entire society. Because most of the pains our children and the women are going through is as a result of men that have not been built up. And so this entire time we've been looking at different podcasts, looking at the pains that men are going through and how they are navigating them and how you and I can learn from them. And so we have looked at different areas of pornography, drugs, and so today I want to invite you in another amazing story of a man that I love so dearly, that is a member of Encounter Church, and he serves with us. We want to draw into his story. He's separated. He was married. He's separated. Now he has children. He's been parenting those sons of his alone. So I want to draw some lessons. I want to learn from his story, because I know there are men out there that are going through the same challenges. You are separated, or you're in a verge of separating with your wife, and maybe you have children, and how are you navigating that? That story is very important so that we can learn from one another. And the reason why I'm doing this as your pastor is this. We have for so long kept quiet on some of these issues. And as society, we don't know how to navigate them. And yet they're part of life. So I want to learn from other men that have conquered. How have they handled the pain of separation? How have they handled the pain of parenting? So with me, welcome, Robert. Welcome.
Thank you, Pastor.
How are you, Robert?
I'm very good.
You're good?
Great.
Welcome. You're smart.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah.
You're well.
I'm very well. God is faithful.
God has been faithful. So you have an interesting story.
Yeah.
Let's just kick off with that story. You had a wife.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened.
I'm called Robert Mugabe, Arali. My life of separation is not easy life.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I got into a relationship in 2004.
Yeah.
When we are still at campus. Studying. When you're in the campus, you look at them, you say this one could be the right person.
Yeah.
So when you see when you're on the campus, you are not really focused in the relationship, and when you're in the relationship, you end up messing up. But when I was with her, she got pregnant, and when she told me she's pregnant, then the thought starts running.
Yeah.
What can I do? Still at campus, still under my parents' care.
Yeah.
But I asked her, what can we do? She said, let us think of all things, but not abortion.
Yeah.
I said, okay, now you are the person. I told her, now let's keep the baby. I will do whatever I can to look after you and the baby.
Yeah.
So that story, it was a bit. But she told me, if you don't know my parents, you are done.
Yeah.
But I told her, no, we shall try to maneuver. So she decided to leave Kampala. She had to leave to go to the village because most of the parents were living in Kampala.
Yeah.
So she had to hide the pregnancy. She had to leave Kampala to go to the grandmother in Fort Portal.
Was she also at university?
She was in senior 6.
Oh.
So when she went in the village, she stayed there. And what I used to do, how was I taking care of her?
Yeah.
Funny story. I used to get tuition fee from my mom.
Yeah.
I pay half to the university, then I get
The balance?
The balance, I send it.
Yeah.
So all the pocket money they used to give me, I used to save so that I take care of her. God was great. She gave birth. And also I kept quiet. Nobody knew it at home until the boy was, I think, 1 year and a half. So when it was 1 year and a half, that's when I tried to tell my sister, you know what? I have a baby boy. Said, how come you have that sister? That sister of mine was actually the sister I follow.
Yes.
That when whatever I do, I tell her.
Yes.
But I didn't tell her because I knew when I tell her, the news will go to my mom, then things turn upside down. So when I told her, she said, okay. For about 3 years, she said, no, Bob, you cannot keep this thing for all those years.
Yes.
Now at least now you have completed studying. Now you can
speak out.
You speak out, you're a man now, because you cannot hide.
Yes.
So she went and said to my mama, you know what? Bob has a child. He said it can't be. From where? She narrated all the story on my behalf because I told her I cannot tell her because it's serious. So she told her, she said, okay. One day I was at home. I had gone for Christmas.
Yeah.
She told me, you come. You know, when a mother calls you in the bedroom, you get to know it's a tough talk.
It's trouble.
It's a tough talk. She told me, is it true you have a child? I said, yes. How old is the child? 3 years. How come you have never told me? I told her I feared to tell you because I was still at school. The money you used to give me, I used to
split
it. Then how could I tell you that? Then things were going to. Said, okay, when can we go to get our son? I felt like the hair which was going out of me, then it came back. Said, okay, that means my mom is not mad at me. She needs to see the grandson. Then we went to it was my sister and an elder sister of mine who went there first.
Yeah.
When they went there, then they looked at the child, then they brought back the feedback. Then after I think a month or 3, they had to invite the girl to come to bring the baby home. That's it. Then after, for me, I talked to the girl. Now we have a child. Can we stay together?
Yes.
Then she said it's okay. We can stay together. Then for me, by then I was staying in Kansanga.
Yes.
So she left in Fort Portal. She came and
joined you to Kansanga.
Joined me in Kansanga. We started to stay together. By then I was working at the Butterfly International School of Fashion and Design.
Yeah.
We stayed together for some 4 years. She got pregnant again. I said, now, this is not right.
Yeah.
It's me. Always the ladies ask us, when can I introduce you to my parents?
Yes.
But then it was me who asked her, can we go to your parents?
Yes.
So when she said, it's okay, we can go and do everything right.
Yeah.
So 2010, we started the process of going for introduction.
Yeah.
So 2010, we are there. She got pregnant around 2008. Then
the second pregnancy.
Then in 2009, that real month, it was mid of the year. Then they told that we introduced. Then the parents said we cannot do introduction when you are pregnant. So they had to push them ahead until she gave the birth, the second boy. So then we did the introduction 2011. So in 2011, after introduction, I thought that is the beginning of my life and a relationship. Then from introduction, of course, wedding. Went for introduction, it got finished. We see looking for money there and there. Introduction was done very well. That introduction, it was Munyonyo. We did everything well. On after 3 to 4 months, I noticed something changed at home. She's not the other lady whom I used to come. Then she said, "Welcome back." All this. I said, "What's happening?" I didn't mind about it. So 6 months, 7 months, I said, "It's okay." So she got a job. She started working from married May in school in Munyonyo. Said, "It's okay when I get a little resource and this one, it's okay." So we have to look for a maid to take care of the children. The firstborn was going with her at school. I said, "It's very okay." But after a year, things turned worse. Then the ladies actually changed. They said, whenever I talk to her, it's like, it will be. See, actually, when you are...
What's changed? When you're saying something changed, what happened?
The communication first
died.
No,
you and your wife, you are not talking.
Actually, the communication died. The love we had before also went deteriorating. As a man, I started noticing. I thought it was me. But in the before, I think before it was me. Yes. I never minded about, because there is a lot of children now. When I come, all my attention I put it on the children, not her. But when she told me, "But you care about children a lot, not me," then I said, "Oh, this is my problem now." Then I tried to balance. Though I was not mentored as a man how to take care of a woman. Because out of the other childhood relationship into
a woman. Now you have a woman.
Now I have a woman.
And you don't know what to do with a woman.
The woman is not just getting you ready to the house and do whatever you are doing. No. There is some issues that you have, communication skills, love, care you have to give a woman. And of which I did. I lacked. But somehow I maneuvered. I got it. But behind the story, there was words which were coming to her. How can you get married to a man who has simple job, who cannot earn more, who is not giving you everything you need, is still in 2 rooms,
working on himself, doesn't have money,
and those things I didn't know they are coming from home. I think after seeing the introduction, the way it was, I think it was too local. That's when I think the aunties started saying, "No, you guy, you cannot get married to that man." So I think that peer pressure which was coming from home, that's why she started changing. So in that process also, she got pregnant again, 3rd boy. But when that one, it turned everything upside down.
Things became ugly.
Worse. Said, okay.
So what happened?
I had to shift from Kansanga to Kamwacha. New life. I thought...
Meaning you are leaving her or you are shifting with her?
We are shifting with her.
Yes.
So we changed to Kansanga. We started a life together. I made...
In Kamwacha?
I had some little savings I had. Then we started a shop in Kamwacha. Then we started. But the disrespect continued.
What was she doing that? Because that's where the pain is. What was the disrespect?
The pain is she never wanted to do anything for me. One. You know, to come home, someone does not welcome you. Tells you, "I'm busy." And you come, tells you, "But I don't love you." But then you, as a man, you go back behind and say, "But the woman I'm staying with tells you I don't love you. I hate you." That's fine. So for me as a man, I think because he's seeing is working, that's why he's doing this.
Yeah.
I said it's okay. By that time, I had started building in the village. So the house, it was not fully finished, but it can accommodate someone.
It was habitable.
Habitable, yeah. I told her, "You know what? the business is not doing well. I think you could relocate to the village. I stay here hustling, giving you money. He said, by the way, I was in the process of leaving you.
Ouch.
By the time I mentioned that, she was in the process of leaving.
Yeah.
I said, okay. All that time, that's what she wanted to do. I felt not speaking more words.
Yeah.
Because when you have few words, it said, okay, this is the process of leaving. But I told her, what do you mean by leaving? She said, I'm going to start my new life. You cannot be in my life anymore. Actually, as a man, I felt...
Yeah, you're beaten.
Yeah.
You are rejected.
100%. He said, okay. When I looked at my 3 boys, he said, now, because I looked the way I grew up with my mom. I said, nah, this is a hard life, hard paper coming to my life. I told her, whatever you're doing, you'll not take my boys. You can go, I will remain with my children. She said, I was not taking them anywhere. I said, okay. That's how the separation started.
Yeah.
Remember, the children were
Still little,
going to school.
Yeah.
And also I'm not yet stable.
Yes.
My finances are minimal. Then I said, okay, but I will hustle. When she left,
Yes,
in the form of going to the village, I told her, you go to my village, you be with my mom. As I'm finishing the other house, you'll enter it. She said, I will go. She went with the little one. She left the 2 behind.
Yeah.
The hustle began.
So you are now being a single father. Your wife has left with a very little one. You have 2 of you.
Yes.
2 of your young boys.
The younger boys.
How old were they there?
One was, I think, 6. Another one was 3.
Okay.
Before I take them to school, I said, I'll have to look for a maid to take care of the young one. Then the other one goes to school. After 2 days, I left some money. I told the maid, you know what? You cook fish for this boy. I went to work. But when I came back, I found the lady has cooked some, let me say, mukene for the boy. He said, but I told you to cook fish. The lady actually she was an old lady, around 40-something. She told me, but for me, I liked this. I thought even your boy will
like this.
I said, okay. After a month, I told her, okay, here is your money. I will take care of myself. That's the struggle. The struggle began. I had to start taking the boy to school.
Yeah.
I dropped them to school. I ride to work. In evening, I ride back, pick the boys, take them home, wash uniforms, doing homework. Parenting became actually, the work is very heavy for me.
It was a pain.
It was pain because I'm thinking the lady whom I've been trusting with, he left me with the children, then
rejected
me,
left you with responsibility.
All those happening.
Your parents don't know.
Your
anything. Relatives don't know.
Don't know. They know their relationship is still
gone.
Okay. Because maybe they thought I decided to send the lady in the village. I stay alone in the Kampala doing other things. But the struggle was like that. But after, I said, I cannot manage this. Let me send my son boy in the village. When I went to take
the 3-year-old.
The 2.
The 2-year-old.
Yeah, the 2. Yeah.
The 2 boys.
The 2 boys, all of them, I wanted to take them to the village.
Okay.
Then I come back. But my thought said, who can take care of those children better than you, the father and the mother? I said, my mom will do so. When I talked to my mom, she told me, nobody can take care of your children apart from you and the mother. even if you get another woman, we'll never love those children the way you love them. I said, okay, now that's X. I will not bring them to you also. Though he loved them so much. So I continued parenting them. Day one, day two. My children are actually, they don't know that when they go to school, they go back at lunchtime or at 1. They used to go at school in the morning at 8, go back at 5. There is a one when I think he asked me, how come when we are at school, others leave us at school and
for us we
remained, and you come and pick us? Actually, I told them, you know what? Because you are special, you have to learn more. Just to cover up. And when I parented those boys, until one is the one who asked when he has just finished senior 3.
So right now they're in which class?
My firstborn is in senior 6.
Wow.
He's called Mugabe Bill Brown. As the second is in senior 1, joined the senior 1, then senior and P5.
So the one that was 6 years right now is in senior 6.
Yes.
And the one that they left you with 3 years is in senior 3.
Yes. Then another one is
in
P6. In P6.
That has been a journey of parenting.
Yeah.
Alone.
Then when it reached the issue of taking care of them, cooking for them, washing for them. Actually, for me, I'm very poor at washing. So I had to look for someone to wash. Cooking for over 7 years. We have been eating food from the restaurant. Leaving work, go to the restaurant, buy food, pack them, put them into the vehicle, rush, go and pick the children, reach home, the food is ready, go and shower, from showering, do the homework, eat food. The only thing we were doing at home, cooking tea. The rest coming from the restaurant. Imagine how much I spent from the restaurant. It was a lot of money. But all that pain, but I had nothing to do, because that is how I could stand in to give the love of the father to my children. Because I wanted them to lack anything. They start thinking of their mother. Because they used to ask me, where is my mom? Where our mother is? I tell them, in the holiday, you will go and see
your mother. And of course, at school, they see couples coming together as husband and wife. For them, they're not seeing their mother, and that's painful for the children. Thank you for standing with parenting those kids in such a difficult situation. With your story, what would you say to a man that is going through a separation? There are kids involved. What are some 3 or 4 advices you would give that man?
One, he shouldn't let that separation happen. Why? Because it's not going to cost only him, it's going to cost even the children. The children love to grow in the set-up family where there is mother and father together. The love of the mother and the love of the father when they are together. When a child is lacking one, that means the child will not grow in upright, because it's lacking love somewhere. For example, if a mother does something wrong to the child will run to the father. But now, he is running to the father is the one who disturbing him, or the one who he has no any other option, because you are only one. Then another thing, men, we have pride. I think if I had no pride also as a man, to say, if you are going, okay, you go, I will take care of my children. I would have looked away how to convince this lady to be together so that we raise our children
You would have solved the problem.
I would have solved the problem. But I said, I will take care of.
Yeah.
That's where that pride. So men who are in the relationship, sometimes let's take the pride aside so that to cover up our family and the children most. Yeah.
So now the man is already separated. What are some of the things he needs to watch out? Maybe he's now separated 1 month. There's a man out there watching, separated 1 month or 1 year. What are some of the 2-3 things that you feel they need to do to keep afloat?
If you have already separated with your wife and you have children, what you have to do is to take care of those children.
Yeah.
And try to keep the conversation of the problems you had with your wife into children.
Don't allow it to go to the children.
Yes, because
protect your children from your problems.
Children from
your problems.
Yeah,
wow, that's a good one.
When you protect them, children will remain loving you. Why? Either you separated or not, you are still the mother and the father of those children.
Yeah,
and they still love you.
Yeah.
Another thing is like love them, give them love and care,
as
if you are. No one can love them more, because there is nobody who will love these children you have. However much the circumstances of separation has come, no one will take care or love them like yourself.
So I'm hearing men out there that are telling you, whatever has caused you to separate with your spouse, with your wife, don't let those problems unload it onto your children. We've seen men tell that your mother is this, and you demonize your former wife, and as a result of demonizing your former wife, you are destroying her reputation before the children. But guess what? They will never have any other mother apart from that one. They only have one mom.
That's one.
So the first thing Robert is telling us, please don't demonize your wife in front of your children. Don't tell your children your mom is evil. That's the only mom they will ever know. The second one he's saying is that those kids need to be loved. And the best love is not to ship them into boarding school forever. It is to care for them to the best of your ability as a man. Robert has done it for many years, for more than 10 plus years. You can do it. There's hope as a man. It simply means you're going to carry more load. For him, he had to, buy food and bring it home. For you, you may not say, I don't have money to buy food. You can learn how to cook. But you've got to take responsibility. When we are teaching men, we teach them that manhood is like a double cabin. The more weight you carry, the more stable. The weight that Robert was having is that kind of weight of, more weight is carried on. I have to drop the kids. I have to pick them. I have to be the mother. I have to be
the father.
Anything else apart? I've seen that you are not bitter. You are not angry. Did you forgive your wife?
Actually, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. This is the help of God. This is the grace of the Lord which is upon me, because I decided to love God more. Because whatever circumstances I'm going through, I know God is on my behalf.
Yes.
And I learned to forgive.
Yes.
And she understood she was going into what she did was not right.
Yes.
So some years ago, she started communicating. You forgive me. We'll come back together. Those things we were still young. We were not nurtured. Yeah. All those things. I said, okay, that's okay. We shall look into it.
Yes.
Because if God wished us to be together, it will happen. It will happen.
So you forgave her.
I forgave her.
And you released her.
And we are talking.
And now you're talking.
Yes.
You're not yet together, but you're talking.
We are talking.
The kids go and check on their mother.
They go to check their mother. When the holiday they go, they stay with her.
That's nice.
The only challenge is the second born. You asked me a question. How come you don't go in the village to be with my mother?
Yeah.
it hit me.
Yes.
Because whenever you say, you in the holidays ago, you go home with your mother or with your grandmom, said, but how come
You don't come.
you don't come?
So it means do they know that you are not living together? Of course they know.
They know they were not living together,
Yes,
but
know.
they don't know what happened.
What happened? So you're in the process of one day telling them what happened.
What happened?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good place.
Yeah.
So as a man, you've had this is a tough thing for Robert, and I love your honesty that right now you're at a place of, okay, I think I need to tell the kids what, because they're no longer kids, senior 6, senior 3.
They're big men.
No bitterness.
No.
Look after your children as a man.
Yes.
It's very, very important. Don't demonize your
mother,
the mother
of
to the
the children. No.
So as we come to the end, what would be your last remarks on any man that is going through whatever is going through? What would be your parting shots?
Mostly, that thing of pride. Men we have pride,
Yeah.
and men we die hard. We don't talk because me myself, I decided to die hard. So all these things were happening. I decided not to. Very few people knew that this was happening to my life.
Yes. Yeah.
So men out there, know what is your role as a man. If you have gone into something, do it in the right way, how you are supposed to do it.
Yeah.
And for me, I decided before, because I had a friend who told me, if the other one had gone, date another woman.
Yeah.
Get another woman who will take care of children. But I have that scenario that you will never, of that word of which came from my mom.
Yeah, you
told
never
me,
take
you
your
will-
no one else will ever take care of your kids.
that one. I said no. I tried to date someone, actually, when she told me, take your children to the grandmother, then we take the life again. I said,
Very good.
yeah. So if you're a man out there, you have already been in that situation of divorcing or separating with your wife, please don't separate. Try your level best to bring that relationship back to life. If it refuses, if you have already children or you have already separated, try to mend that relationship. If it has failed completely, what you have to do, take care of your children as a father, and don't bring dirty words towards your wife or the mother of your children. Yeah.
You've heard him. A man who has gone through a separation, raised his children. They're now big boys. Gone through quite some pain, a lot of responsibilities. So as men out there, I think his advice is clear. What I would say is keep your heart pure as a man, please. He did it alone, and it was very, very difficult. Men, don't do it alone. Whatever you're going through, it's so painful to go through it alone. Get another man. Find a church. Come, let's talk. Be part of a group of other men. We train men at Encounter. And right now we're having over 30 men that we're just doing life with. Get other men around you. Surround them. Talk. I feel your pain. The pain of separation is a big one. The pain of raising children alone is very difficult. But there is hope. And in Christ Jesus, there is hope. Right now, Robert they're talking with his former wife, and they're planning to tell the children what happened, and all that is a process. As a man, don't shy away from walking this journey. We're here to help you. So from us here at Encounter and from Building Great Men podcast, we want to say we love you, we honor you, we're praying for you, whatever pain you're going through. In fact, let me just pray over you. Lord, I thank you for these men that are going through such difficult moments on how do you raise sons and daughters alone and who are going through separation. Lord, I pray that your grace will abound even greater, that they will experience abundant grace like never before. I pray that you will uphold them in your hands. I pray that you will teach them how to parent. You will teach them how to even forgive and to release one another. that those that are not yet divorced or not yet separated, that indeed they will work out their relationship because your grace is enough. I pray that whatever the enemy is throwing at them, may you by your grace help them to maneuver it. This is a year of abundant grace. May that abundant grace rest on them. Lord, we want to say thank you for every man that is going through such a trying time in their relationships. We give you glory, we give you honor in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you, man. It's been a pleasure. Bless you. Please share, like, subscribe to our channel. Invite other men to consume this material on behalf of entire men here at Encounter Church. Bye-bye.